Welcome to the third and final day of AI4 2021. It's been quite a ride, and we have another amazing lineup of speakers to learn from today, along with equally notable attendees to network with. Today is your last chance, so reach out and make connections with all of those you haven't met yet. Before we get started today, here is a 90-second commercial from our sponsor, H2O.
H2O AI Hybrid Cloud is an end-to-end platform that enables organizations to rapidly make world-class AI models and applications for virtually any use case. Building AI models used to take large teams of expert data scientists months or even years. With H2O AI Hybrid Cloud, an individual data engineer, developer, or data scientist can make world-class AI models and applications many times faster, rapidly putting AI into the hands of business users. H2O AI Hybrid Cloud brings automation capabilities across the entire data science lifecycle, including connecting to and preparing data, building and explaining models, and deploying and operating them. The platform also makes it easy to publish and share AI applications across an entire organization. H2O AI Hybrid Cloud runs on Kubernetes, allowing customers to operate on any cloud or on-premise infrastructure. If you're looking for a solution that enables you to put AI into the hands of every employee, get started with H2O AI Hybrid Cloud. One platform, thousands of use cases.
First up, we have Sri Ambati. Sri is the founder and CEO of H2O.ai, where he strives to make artificial intelligence easily accessible and democratize AI for everyone. Sri's vision is to make your company an AI company, which he has successfully applied to businesses and organizations in a wide range of industries, from finance to healthcare to retail and manufacturing. Sri continues to help companies maximize the impact of their data on business results and improve day-to-day life for people around the world through the H2O.ai platform. Sri founded H2O.ai in November 2011. Prior to that, Sri co-founded Platfora. He also worked as the Director of Engineering at Enterprise Data Stacks. He also worked as an engineer for Azul Systems and Right Order Inc. Sri got his Bachelor of Technology degree from SRKR Engineering College and his Master of Science, Mathematics, and Computer Science degree from University of Memphis. Please join me in welcoming Sri to the stage. All right, please welcome Sri to our virtual stage.
Thank you, Patrika. H2O is here to democratize AI, to make AI ubiquitous. And when we think about democratizing AI, we think about faster, cheaper, easier. Everyone should have AI in their hands. Time is the only non-renewable resource, and speed is what matters in everything that we do. And a lot of our customers have adopted AI over the last decade. Some of our strongest customers have been creators of AI themselves and makers of AI applications for their business users. At the heart of some of these customers have been their transformation that they brought not just to their cultures as companies, but also making themselves fast learning organizations. One of the top supporters of this conference, Capital One, Wells Fargo, folks who you'll be hearing after this, have been adopting and embracing H2O and AI over the years. We are at the heart of every payment system out there at the core risk modeling and most of the biggest banks in the world, Alipay, Apple Pay, PayPal, and Wells Fargo, some of the core risk models in all the banking systems need that transparency and the trust that one can depend on. AT&T saved $1 billion last year on fraud prevention for the iPhones. We've seen fraud prevention be a big landing use case for us at several of our customers. But beyond that, subprime credit scoring to actually cyber and anti-money laundering, as well as know your customers. Some of our customers have gone from being number 7 in rental insurance in North America to number 1. And AI has powered those transformations for some of them. UPS, for example, rerouted every one of their packages in the pandemic, which was a surge of volume for them. And they used H2O AI for that. And we found that every mile saved for some of these delivery systems is millions of dollars saved. Walgreens assessed flu shots in every corner of every zip code. How many people will be hesitant for a vaccine versus how many people are open to taking one. Progressive Insurance uses H2O to look at which bend in the highway on Cleveland is going to lead to more accidents and make their customers safer. Credit Suisse, H2O have built applications, some of which we will demonstrate today, on changing contracts to help during the LIBOR transitions. Our customers like PayPal fight collusion fraud between buyers and sellers. E-business has taken a new level of volumes, but also with volumes came a lot of risk. Our customers like Discover are using us at the heart of their risk modeling and making AI more explainable to their regulators. MasterCard powers billions of transactions today through H2O AI fraud prevention systems. We're working with Marcus on at Goldman Sachs, and also with several of our customers in the data business. Supply chain has been truly impacted during the pandemic, and our customers have been at the heart of adopting distribution centers in the globally impacted changes in demand. Needless to say, customers are at the heart of our moment, and they have been the true supporters of our business. At Capital One, we went from one use case in the payment system to several use cases in the consumer side. Auto finance, KYC, cybersecurity, AML, document classification to subprime credit scoring, and transaction and application fraud prevention. We're super excited for our partnership with some of our largest retail banks in the world. Every company, it needs to be an AI company. And we think that this vision is coming to fruition. We were one of the earliest .ai domains when we started. And democratization of AI meant that making ML not just fast, cheaper, and easier to use, but also the hands of every customer and every data scientist. But AI is not just a technology transformation. It needs incredible teamwork. And that teamwork has made this dream work. Our customers, a lot of them are leading purveyors of data, but they're at the heart of their mission is success of their customers. And it starts with domain. Great algorithms still need incredible partnership with business users and designers to make that impact that's needed to make decisions happen. At the edge of every one of these different professions is an incredible amount of velocity, but also conflict. And conflict is not just a bug, it's a feature. In that conflict is where we've gotten ourselves to innovate and build tool chains and products that address the communication between these communities within your own organization. Data is a team sport. And explaining those models, how they work, how the different dimensions, a data scientist is 100% passionate about data, while an executive is more interested in storytelling. And hopefully we will all be only telling more stories as we go on to be up and be more human. It is this explainable AI that's heart of making AI accessible to the business users and the end customer community. Our innovation started with ML and making ML really accessible to the world's largest data science group. From ML, we transformed ourselves to AutoML. And AutoML, our products like driverless AI are the leading platforms for customers to build reusable components, recipes that allows ordinary data scientists or new data scientists to become as powerful or as experts as the Kaggle grandmasters. Our AI middleware and apps and app stores are going to further democratize AI and make AI as ubiquitous as software or hardware or technology in your company. It is these app stores that are going to power the future trillion-dollar companies with AI. And applications are going to make AI accessible to business users. So our distinct vision is to make AI subliminal to your applications, subliminal to your corporation and your organizations. An example here is we're taking all the reusable components, design patterns needed for making AI-first applications in a bank, and then making those app stores actually accessible to our customers. Some of these applications are even open source. We built an AI low-code environment that allows you to build these applications and rapidly prototype ideas and put it in front of your business users for more for feedback. For feedback is actually the ultimate goal of all AI. Our AI app stores are being co-created with our customers, co-created with our community, and with our AI for good mindset and volunteers from across different AI for good initiatives worldwide. We think that a centralized marketplace is very much possible, not just for us, but for our customers. And making these AI app stores accessible to our customers, their customers, becomes an even more of a mission. Over time, we expect AI apps to be the hands of not just our customers, but their customers and the suppliers of their customers. We think that this is the beginning of a very long epoch in building applications. And the lifecycle management of these models and these applications becomes the heart of how we deliver AI. AI-first applications are needed for business expansion. They are at the heart of every collaborative movement in your organization. And with democratized access and the freedom to innovate, and just purpose and data can power the dream of any AI entrepreneur out there. Over time, we expect the data to transform itself to models, and from models with a powerful AI middleware and AI cloud, we're able to deploy AI apps and deliver them to several of your customers. Just some of the examples of our customers are co-creating and innovating with us in healthcare, finance, and insurance. Software is eating the world, and AI is eating software and hardware, to be precise. And data is going to be the new core. From mere changes in your data tables, you can produce logic with AI. That means today, the companies with the largest data ecosystems are going to be the leaders of the future. So you discover your competition. It's not just the next vertical neighbor. It's actually your largest tech giants that are out to take advantage of the data and the cloud and deliver even more powerful personalized customer experiences for your customers. H2O is here to make you a strong AI superstar, superpower yourself. And it's going to take a lot of data ecosystems and data products for us to get there. The defense of brand and community with open source and data is at the heart of our movement. And open source is about freedom, not free. Our open source products are used by thousands of customers and millions of open source data scientists. We think that open source is going to breed such rich ecosystem that we're here to raise not a forest, not just a tree. Making ecosystems will be at the heart of every AI company. And we think that all our customers are beginning to realize that, and the app stores deliver rich AI ecosystems. AI for good is a movement that we are strongly have been embodying that since the making of our company, whether to democratize health, which is how we got started, or our investments in responsible AI and fairness. Making AI more transparent has been at the heart of our movement to prevent ethical bias or over the last 100 decisions of credit have embodied bias in them. How do we fight that with much more powerful algorithms and tools that can elevate the voice of the unheard? But more closely, AI to protect wildlife and pets, AI to fight wildfires and model wildfire behaviors to prevent loss of life, or AI to manage pandemic supply chain have been at the heart of our more recent co-creations and collaborations with the community. We are very excited to encourage partnerships in the audience for folks who want to volunteer with us, our customers, our communities, our open source users, as well as all of AI4 to come forth and partner with us in this mission to make the world better with AI. As a call to action and a summary, we're here to make AI hybrid cloud easy and make it easy to make your own AI, operate, innovate, and monetize with AI. A call to action is to go to cloud.h2.ai. You can try this today. Let me show a few demos that demonstrate where we are going with our AI. Here is some of the rich set of app stores that we have built with our customers, many co-created. To build applications, of course, one needs a low-code environment to build apps. This is an app we built with our customer, Wells Fargo. What this is doing is essentially allowing customers to open up deep machine learning models for locally linear interpretation. Interpretable models are the heart of understanding how AI is working to prevent and fight bias, but also to make sure you're not exposing yourself in front of regulators with the wrong kind of models. This is an NLP model that's able to understand why a very positive sentiment is coming from this, from these reviews of your products. If you're a customer or a restaurant owner, you want to understand why a particular model, why a particular model is predicting a positive experience for your customer. The entire end-to-end of this application was built, co-created with our customers, in this case, Wells Fargo. We'll hear from Agus later today. And the idea is to be able to not just be focused on the model building, but also taking those complex, sophisticated models and explaining them to your customers, to your business users. Locally linear models are open up that incredible ability to kind of go beyond just the deep neural network methods to actually going down and explaining why the model is behaving the way it's behaving. We take another application, and models come at us at several forms and factors, and our automatic machine learning is able to expose not just the model's interpretation, but also you're able to go beyond that and understand and derive rules, business rules from your models. This is an application that is built out of, on top of our automatic machine learning, and is now able to derive a business rule from a cluster on top of your Shapley variables. Shapley, as many of you know, is a game theoretic method to understand and explain the why a model is behaving the way it's behaving. And here you can essentially look at the business meaning behind a cluster on top of a cluster that of the rules. The idea is that to take this and then start building and playing with it and understanding why, not just the how. Our vision to make AI even more democratized goes beyond just trying to build the models to then take the models to production and reuse components that help you as a customer to thrive. This is an application we're co-creating with Credit Suisse. The idea that LIBOR is going away is very common, and there are lots of millions of contracts that need to be redone because of the changes that are happening in LIBOR. So replacing processing these contracts would take a lot of human effort and time. And what we're doing is reducing the labor intensive part of that and allowing humans to really focus on the ones that are the more important, ambiguous part of that decision lifecycle. So what this application is demonstrating is how to use BERT models and to process contracts and then pull out entities where libraries and then try and replace and reduce the problem of 500,000 documents to just 500 entities that need to be changed. Again, a reusable component that has the underpinnings of how to go make your apps even more smarter. Some of our customers in manufacturing, for example, they take a look at the entire factory floor and they want to understand why an engine failed. And instead of looking at the how, which is kind of a classic monitoring and the modeling behind, they're able to go beyond the how to understanding the top 5 factors that the engine is being predicted to fail. The driverless automatic machine learning that we have is predicting this particular engine to fail and is highlighting the why. The top sensor 11 is off the max and sensor 4 is off the max. And those factors are what show up as the real things behind. Our vision for our customers is to kind of start going beyond just the simple to the double clicking and understanding the why and the how. We think that this is just the tip of the iceberg. So many different use cases that need to be automated and reused and make model building much more simpler and easier. Model deployment becomes a very important aspect of how do you take models to the next phase, the life cycle of your model. Taking the model, such as a forecasting model, and understanding how it is changing, both backtesting it over the course of time, and then building adversarial similarity and drift detection across the data. So you know when to retrain the model, and that ability to retrain the model in reaction to changing data. That's kind of where we think the end-to-end life cycle is. Today, MLOps is a separate aspect of building models and deploying models. We think it needs to be integrated into how one builds models. And that's kind of at the heart of our ability to look at models and explain them and understand how models can be interpreted, and then truly test them with adversarial testing and take it to production. This, we think that is going to be, explainability will be at the heart of building all models and taking them to production. To suffice to say, a lot of these models are built on the AI engines behind the scenes. AI engines, obviously, which are familiar to our customers, automatic machine learning to driverless AI, ML from H2O, open source. And of course, we can plug in several different AI engines to truly give you the end-to-end vibrancy that is needed to take your models to production. Model monitoring is at the heart of the other pieces that you want to understand how your models are behaving on a daily basis. And when you launch a model from our infrastructure, you have Kubernetes, which makes it model the deployment cloud agnostic. You can take your models on any cloud and deploy it at scale. We would love for you to give your feedback on how your experience of cloud.h2.ai is. Give it a try and let us know how you've transformed your organization. We think that making your own AI on any cloud is the road for transformation and making your organization a fast learning organization. Make your own AI app stores with H2O. You can try this today at cloud.h2.ai. Thank you.
Thank you, Shri.